it's been really interesting. Do you know how people go carnivore and they talk about needing less sleep? That just actually hit for me, and I've been carnivore for years. And so,
thank God.
Yeah, but it is interesting. I don't want to get out of bed, but when I'll wake up at like 4:30 sometimes because his alarm will go off, my husband's. And yeah, it's just interesting because I'm not dragging. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I need a 6 cup of coffee. Sometimes I'm like, okay, 1 cup will do. And it's been interesting. So that's new for me.
So I want to let you know that the title of the thumbnail says "Ignorance Ain't Bliss," and that's on the thumbnail. And why you need to take your health in your own hands. And I figured you're the perfect person to talk about that.
Oh, you're just throwing that on me this morning. The topic.
I'm sorry.
So again, hello everybody. I'm Dr. Nelson. Alia is here, and we have the lovely Coach Rebecca with us. She just mentioned the things we're going to talk about. So,
because I figure Rebecca is so smart and she can answer everybody's questions with Dr. Nelson that we don't need to hear her story. Her story is amazing if we want to share it again, but she's a wealth of information.
People show up here for questions. This is Dr. KILTZ's show. Let's answer some questions instead.
Yeah, exactly.
let's go
So
straight to it.
let's get some questions in the chat, people. Like the hard questions, because she's going to like nursing school now, so she's her brain's on fire.
Well, yeah, it is on fire. Nurse practitioner school. Let me put it that way. Is brutal. It's brutal. It's good, but it's brutal.
Do we have any hashtag today?
Oh yeah, I'll figure it out in a second. It will be hashtag. Let's see. Hashtag coach. Why not? That's a great idea. Hashtag coach for Coach Rebecca and Coach Nelson. Nelson, I got a what's it called? A raving success story on my email about your coaching from one of your clients yesterday. She loved it. So I'm going to I'm just getting okay from her to be able to share it. But just to put a plug in for Dr. Nelson's coaching, he's very caring. This is what everyone's saying. He's very caring. He's amazing. You should get some help.
Well, I mean, think about it. Having a health coach that's also a doctor, like, dude, you get he's like gold standard.
This is true.
And you can put the link to that calendar straight on the description.
Oh yeah, I can do that. I can put that in the description, and I can do I could put it in the chat. Giveaway. I'm sorry. What happened this morning, everybody, is that I woke up very early and I just went straight into my emails. And then 1 minute before the live stream, I realized it was time to start.
Yeah, and I'm here having a panic attack.
Sorry, everybody. Okay, I guess this is my first question for Rebecca. While everybody's thinking about their questions, what would you say would be the best advice for someone who has Hashimoto's?
Well, number one, clean up your diet. Like you do need to clean up your diet, and finding a physician. I'm going to say finding a physician that can accurately and adequately work with you on optimization, cleaning up your diet, making sure you're doing all the lifestyle things. And then I think it's I can't remember her name. She has a Hashimoto's protocol out there. I think her last name is Wentz. I think she's a PharmD, and she's a book I can't remember the name of it. You can look at her protocol online. It's
Elizabeth Wentz. I think that's
maybe. Yeah, maybe. And she is, and of course, Dr. Bright, Elizabeth Bright, also has a lot of stuff too. It might be Isabella Wentz. Why does it seem like it's Isabella?
Yes. Yeah, that's it. I think so. I'm on her email list.
So she has put together a protocol that I've been using, and it's supplements, and yes, she sells things. So just to FYI, I don't go and buy her stuff. I buy my own. But using like myo-inositol, which helps with multiple things, especially if you
Mhm.
like have PCOS. But you need the myo-inositol to convert T4 to T3, and that just helps give you a boost. I will say, don't take it at night. If you just don't take it at night. For some reason, it's like I don't sleep if I take it at night. Doing like N-acetylcysteine, like, so it's abbreviated NAC, which is really good for antibodies and autoimmune things. Making sure you're getting enough selenium and iodine. I'm not a huge fan of going and like buying Lugol's and just chugging a bottle of Lugol's. Like everybody like suggests putting all this drops of iodine. I think you should get tested to see how deficient you are first. But making sure you're adding things into your diet like seafood. It's okay to eat a little bit of seaweed. I've seen people crumble it and use it as seasoning. You can buy seasoning made out of seaweed, and you can eat shrimp if you're not allergic, obviously. But just making sure you get some good selenium in, which is in your eggs. So if you're carnivore and you're eating eggs, you're probably getting a decent amount of selenium. So
On the
Nice.
seaweed, by the way, there is some commercially available seaweed that's ready to eat. Those,
yeah, it's just like sheets of it that you use for sushi.
yes, but you can actually buy in other forms. Anyways, this is ready to eat like you get in restaurants, and those usually have sugar. So make sure that is, if you buy something that's dry, that probably doesn't have sugar.
Yeah.
The sheets, for example.
Awesome. I'm gonna say doing carnivore, seeing I have Hashimoto's. 3
Mhm.
days, my life was changed. Didn't realize that it was first didn't know I had
Yeah.
Hashimoto's until I talked to Anthony Chafee. But second, my life was changed in 3 days.
Yeah, it does. It works pretty good. I will say the biggest thing that to watch for, and Dr. Nelson can actually chime in on this. There have been a lot of studies on low carbohydrate diets for in thyroid function. And what we've noticed in these studies, and this has been put out by Ben Bickman, is that you do see a drop in T3 for some reason, but you don't see a rise in TSH with that. So people will be like, look, it's tanking your thyroid. No, if it was tanking your thyroid, the TSH would have risen. But
And
it's
there is no increase in symptoms.
no, there, yeah, correct. Like, so it's interesting. So if you go to your
Mhm.
doctor and you're like, okay, my T3 is all of a sudden tanking, it might not be tanking. It might be that you are becoming what they call more sensitive to the T3. Just like when you go carnivore, you're more sensitive to insulin because you're reversing some of that resistance. So you might have some thyroid resistance. I'm going to coin that phrase, thyroid resistance, right there, right now. You got some thyroid resistance, and you're needing more and more for your metabolism because T3, well, the thyroid really regulates everything: your fat metabolism, your glucose metabolism, your actual metabolism, even your blood production. It's insane.
So, since I did give this title, why would you want to take your health into your own hands?
Well, have you seen the standard American medicine these days? I mean, that's being sneaky as I go. Like,
That's why I picked this thumbnail. Ignorance ain't bliss.
Do you know I didn't even see the thumbnail yet?
Oh no.
Do I need to see it? I need
I'll send it to you. I think I
send it to me.
to you. Yeah.
So now, I think that, and it's not all of the medical system's fault. It really isn't. People don't know what they don't know. And when you are forced to see a patient every 15 minutes or less, it's just like a revolving door, just getting people in, getting people out, and managing people's symptoms. You don't have time to do a deep dive. And I've seen that so much. And then that's where medical errors come in. So if you take your health into your own hands, you really become the driver. And then when you do go into those doctor's appointments, you're ready to have your main concern there and not just be floundering for like, I just don't feel good. Well, you already know really kind of what's going on. And, you know, I think becoming your biggest advocate is probably your best bet.
Definitely.
That's the
I've had plenty of patients that come with a research paper on their condition, and I don't mind it. I like it when people have looked into their own problems and they come to ask, you know, I seem to have I seem to have these choices. What do you think? And we can talk about it. Now, please don't go into your provider's exam room to tell them what to do, but bring up the subject that you did your research about a lab or treatment or medication, whatever it is, and talk to your provider about any doubts that you may still have.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I
that
love
especially becoming your own expert
I-
on your own condition is super important. Like when I was first diagnosed with Sjogren's, because that was the first autoimmune I was diagnosed with, I went out and bought a rheumatology textbook on Sjogren's. It was like a big, thick book, and I've had so many doctors tell me, like, "Well, it's only this. It only does this to the body," and I'm like, "Then why did they spend all this time writing a 1,000-page textbook on the mind?" I mean, like I've taken it into appointments with me when they done that. And I'm like, I don't think it's just dry eyes and dry mouth and dry vagina. I think there's other things involved. And look, low white blood cells. It's right here. So becoming your own expert is important.
I think it's a lot easier now that we have the internet and we have good doctors like Dr. Nelson, Dr. KILTZ, Dr. Barry there, just like educating us full time, and we can learn so much from that.
Yeah.
We have some questions now. I think
she means oxalates.
I think she means oxalates. Do you know about oxalates?
No, that is the one area of carnivore and low carb that I don't touch.
Oh, okay. How about you, Dr. Nelson?
Don't deal much with it. I just don't eat the stuff.
So where do you find oxalates?
Lots of vegetables have oxalates. I think that one of the highest culprits is spinach. That is like the number one culprit. So oxalates, so in a standard American diet, in standard American medicine, one of the big culprits in health concerns out there is kidney stones. Kidney stones, 9 times out of 10, if somebody passes it and you take it and test it, it's going to be calcium oxalate. And these oxalates bind to calcium and then they deposit. And most of the time it deposits in the kidneys. And if anybody's like, had a kidney stone, it's not very pleasant.
Oh, terrible.
Are you familiar with the starfruit?
I mean, I've seen it.
I've eaten starfruit.
Is very high in oxalates.
Did not know that.
And we have in Puerto Rico, we call it carambola. That's the name of the fruit in Spanish. I don't know in Colombia if you've come across it.
I've eaten it before, and I've eaten it here, and I don't know what it's called, but I know it's called the starfruit. It's kind of sour.
It's not very tasty.
No. And it kind of puts some weird, your tongue feels weird.
I'm sorry, I have to disagree. A very ripe starfruit is great. And yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a soury fruit.
Yeah, Sally Norton, if you want to know anything about oxalates, just go Google Sally Norton and watch everything.
There you go. We got some great questions here in the chat, people. Thank you so much. Here, Libya. She says carmbolo.
Very sweet
Carambola.
Colombia.
I must have eaten a
Carambola.
really bad one. The one time I
Carambola.
ate one, I must have eaten a really bad one. Okay, so
They're
let's.
just sour.
Oh, okay. Brian, fly fisherman dish. Why would someone in their 60s morning blood sugar take so long to get below 100?
How long have you been eating a standard American diet?
It's a great question. He answers that. He says he's been carnivore 8 years. No, sorry, keto 8 years and the 30 days on carnivore.
30 days on carnivore?
Yeah, somewhere in the chat it says that.
It's probably going to take a while.
Okay.
And dawn phenomenon too. If
Right.
he's talking about that, like if he's talking about like, yeah, morning blood sugars, how long is it taking to get below 100?
Let us know, Brian, and we will follow up with that question. Here we go. We did the oxalates question. I wanted to read this from Terry. It's not a question, but maybe you can help. Terry Sue, I'm on a steroid right now. I'm getting edema. Am I saying that right? Edema? Edema in legs and neck and face and abdomen. It's awful. Suggestions?
Fortunately, it's one of the side effects of using steroids.
Yeah, if it's a short term, it'll reverse. If it's a short term course for something like an exacerbation of some sort of inflammatory condition, it will reverse. But it's frustrating because you put on so much water weight. But it will diurese as soon as you're done. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Family Roots. Family Roots Farm question. I have a umbilical hernia from babies. Is it dangerous not to have it fixed? I've lost 30 pounds with carnivore.
Dr. Nelson.
That's you.
The short answer is no. Usually hernia repairs are done specifically if you have symptoms. That's when they need to be repaired. If you're having pain, that's a must. You don't want to have a hernia incarcerate, so you fix it.
Yeah.
So almost everything else is optional. So it depends how big it is. Depends how much is bothering you. Does it have to be fixed? No, but needs to be evaluated, looked at, and the doctors will check you. And it's a fairly common thing sometimes. Anyways, I'll stop there. What do you think, Becca?
Well, I would say making sure you have an accurate diagnosis and that it's an actual umbilical hernia is super important, because my short story is when I was obese, I was having some stomach issues and some pain in my abdomen. And I was like, went in and they did an MRI. And the person that read the MRI was like, yep, you have a hernia and you have to have it surgery on it right now, and scheduled me for surgery. And I was like, what? And I had a friend of the family that did general surgery. I was like, will you look at it? And he looked at my MRI. He's like, you do not have a hernia. So if you're not having symptoms and it was just accidentally found, get a second opinion.
And many people in general, happens in men and women, can develop a diathesis recti, which is a separation of the muscles of the abdomen. And that is not a real hernia. That's literally a separation of those abdominal muscles from your belly growing, whether it's from pregnancy or obesity. And it's not a real hernia. I've seen so many people. Oh, my doctor said this other doctor said I had a hernia, and what they have is not.
Well, because all those muscles, if you look at them, and they lay like this, two sheets with a layer of like tendon or tissue in between it that holds it all together. And when you get pregnant, it goes bloop, and it's like pushes apart. And it sometimes most women get lucky and they come back together, but if not, there's that little hole right at your belly button where all of them meet, and there's a hole and there's just a little gap like this. And there are things you can do. And there are wonderful programs out there for diastasis recti and four finger split of rectus. Yes.
Yeah.
There are some really, really good programs out there that teach you how to strengthen those muscles back up. And it won't be 100% perfect, but you can bring them back together. It's just, it takes a long time and a lot of core training. And I don't mean like crunches. It's very specific exercises.
Nice. Okay. So Terry Sue says, thanks for telling me it will reverse.
Oh, you're welcome.
And then Brian Fly Fisherman Dish. That's just such a fun name to say. He says some days it does seem to go below. I don't have a CGM. I've gotten off all meds.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I mean, if you're not going much above 100,
it should be good.
Yeah. I mean, that's not diabetic.
There you go.
If you're keeping above, if you're hitting like 108 and above and staying there for a very long period of time, like throughout the day, then you've got probably have either some little bit of insulin suppression or some too much or insulin resistance still left. And that'll heal with time.
Okay, great. Zinc 316, how much protein per day? This is a hard question to ask, I think. Like, isn't there an answer? There's so many factors.
Male or female?
Male or female, height, weight, what are you trying to achieve?
Yeah. I need to know how old you are. I need to know how tall you are. I mean, if I don't know anything, a female, 100 grams starting out, we're going to put you around 100 grams. Knowing nothing else about you. If you're a male, I'm going to say 140 to 150 ish, depending on your goals. And that's where we're going to start to play with if I know nothing else about you.
So if you're still here and you'd like more detailed information, please give more detailed information and you get a better
male,
answer.
190 centimeters. Dear God,
okay.
Can somebody translate that for me?
Yeah, I'll do that right now. Thank goodness for
82
AI.
kilograms, so that's around 170-ish, 70-ish
I think it's like 80-ish, 180, 185, so, 82.
Yeah, on the kilograms, 82.
82
the RDA is 0.8 per kilo. No, is it 0.4? And anyways,
yeah,
the
so
180 is 180 per kilo.
He's like pretty thin. 180 at 6 feet, 6'3". 180 at 6'3".
180 at 6'3".
Yeah.
Are you lifting weights?
There you go. That's another question.
Yeah. If you're, 180, 6'3", I'd say around 180. And if you're lifting weights, yeah. So yeah, one gram per pound isn't really a bad goal. It's pretty solid if you're lifting weights. You do lift weights. Yeah, if you're lifting weights, I'd say 180. You do not have to be like Dr. Baker and eat 300 grams of protein. You're just going to poop it. You're just going to break it down, turn it into glucose, or poop it out. So you have limited absorption if you're going to be eating that much protein. So I'd say try around 180. If you can't choke down 180 and you're still making gains, like in the gym, you're still getting stronger, you're still getting bigger, bump it down to 150, see how that does. If you still can't choke down 150 and you're still making gains and getting stronger and getting bigger muscles, then that means you don't need that much. The thing of it is that people will overeat protein thinking that they need that much protein.
Well, we should focus on fat, right?
Energy. But you need you do need the protein. If you're really stressing your muscles and you want to build protein, you need to consume it.
Okay. There we go. Bev, What are your thoughts on methylene blue? Dr. Boz is taking it now.
I don't think we have enough studies on it. I don't think it hurts anything. What do you think?
I haven't watched her video. I did see the thumbnail, and this was this past Tuesday. She does a live every Tuesday, and she spoke about methylene blue. It's the same about any other supplement. I think if you concentrate on the main thing, which is the diet, you might not need to use any supplements for any condition whatsoever. Now, do you need it? Some people, when they change diets, for example, we talk about electrolytes, but are you needing them? You're having symptoms? Yeah, by all means, take your magnesium, your sodium, your potassium. And I used to be very big on supplements. Sometimes we end up taking 50 different things because they told me it was going to help for this. And always remember, most of the time when you hear about this or that, there's someone trying to sell you something.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not discrediting that many supplements may be helpful, by the way.
Yes.
When I was having my weekly treatments last year, I did take a bunch of different supplements because they were anti-glutamic, and I was using a stress pulse approach, implementing some of the things that Dr. Sifrik talks about. So yeah, I use them. I take vitamin D because it was low. But
I think that
don't concentrate on the 1%. Don't major in the minors.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. This is from Eve, and she was asking this during when we were talking about protein. And I think Eve has said before she's underweight. And she's a pensioner and female, so maybe she's talking about how much protein should she be taking.
Well, if you're underweight,
eating.
If you are underweight, you are going to have to eat in, and I'm about ready to say the dirty C word. You're going to have to eat in a caloric surplus. Now, what does that mean? I don't know, because I don't know what your metabolic rate is, but you will have to eat way more than what your output is to put on weight. Whether you are doing that with fat or fat and protein, I would say focus on getting extra of both and lifting weights, not doing cardio. We're not wanting you to go be a runner. We want you to go and pump iron. Yeah, because that is where you're going to put on actual weight and get, healthy bigger. I feel so bad. Like, I hear people, I'll have clients that'll be like, I wish I was like that, those people that can eat all they want and still be thin. I'm like, no, you don't. Because it's hard on them, and you can do they can do all the things and they can't gain weight. And then people look at them and say, are you anorexic? And it's like, there's a lot of stigma with being too thin now too. And it's like, you're trying so hard. And I do really feel bad. Yeah. You're so welcome. Like, I know it's hard.
We are terrible human beings sometimes in the United States. We're so critical of people. Like, you're either too fat or you're too skinny. Like, and then for women, it's terrible. Like, we're always too fat or too skinny. Like, my sister's the opposite. Like, she has to eat a certain amount of calories a day, and she has to eat eat specific carbohydrates, or she will just get soup. And this has been the way, and I've been the fat one and she's the skinny one. You know what I mean? But neither of us are correct.
Yeah.
And we judge each other. We need to stop doing that, because you don't know what's going on in somebody's life, what's going on with their body, what's going on in their mind. I'm just sorry for my little rants. We just need
we do need to be nicer humans.
Kinder humans.
Can we be nicer humans?
Yeah.
I'm really bad about this. I'm about ready to tell you like my big major, like I'm a horrible human being fault. I'll see families. I know I'll see families on Facebook that I am friends with, and the entire family will be like 300 plus pounds. So there has like 8 people in there, and they're all morbidly obese, and then their children are morbidly obese, and they're like 5 years old. And I'm like, I get hypercritical, and I'm like, see, you're just perpetuating the whole thing that it's genetic. And I'm like, I gotta stop and be nice. I think
we have to understand, like, these people, they
don't know
the
what they
guidelines,
don't
the
know.
food guidelines, and they don't know.
Yeah,
And
so I'm
we
like,
need to help. Yeah, I understand that. But doing carnivore has helped me realize that people don't know, and we have to stop being like, oh, they're just lazy or whatever. And I don't think in this community we're so much like that, but in general, we need to be better human beings and like care. As a general statement. And if you are not what I'm saying, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about everybody else.
yeah, I do try, Haley, I do too. I do too. I'm the bad culprit. Like I'll walk down Walmart and I'll like have to skirt down an aisle to get to something. And I'll be like in the cereal aisle and be like, the aisle of diabetes. Like, and the people are all around me and they give me dirty looks. I'm like, sorry, it's kind of true.
Talk to us about that particular cereal. A lot of people think it's so healthy still to have a bowl of oatmeal, and it's just going to spike your blood sugar no matter what you put in it. You can make it as healthy as possible. All you're
the
doing
glyphosate alone makes me want to vomit thinking about it.
Oh man. I mean, maybe I feel like people here in Colombia are nicer. They're just nicer. You don't slut shame the girls that are wearing small shirts. You don't tell people they're fat. In fact, people love their chunky women. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like the culture here is so much nicer, and I can see the difference. That's all. But I could just be not understanding. There could be a lost in translation issue. All right, back to the questions.
And sometimes we do have genetic predispositions.
Sure.
And you can see in families a tendency to be bigger, not necessarily being all morbidly obese, because when you add our current diets, which most people includes, a whole bag of Doritos or popcorn just watching a movie or TV, or everything goes back to that. There are people that even following the best diet may still have some more weight, or I still say 95% of diabetics shouldn't be diabetics, but there's still 1 to 5% that may, because of some genetic problems, have more of a risk for diabetes and many diseases. We're all going to die of something, even if we are perfect in our lives, the diet, exercise, and all that. But what we're doing is reducing risk.
Yeah,
and that's the main thing we need to focus on. We reduce the risk. I had a stroke 6.5 years ago. I have reduced all the risks possible associated, but it can still happen again. I just reduced it, didn't eliminate it.
There you go. We'll get back to the questions. Maybe we'll go on another rant later. Maybe I'll get triggered again. JJ Lid Yard. Do you have any food that you know is not carnivore but helps you stick to carnivore? That's an interesting question.
I don't know if anything helps me stick to it. The thing that helps me stick to it is knowing like what I was beforehand, and how I felt beforehand. But I still use condiments, not condoms, condiments. No, let's
Use
be very
condoms also.
specific. Yeah. No. See, I'm funny. I'm making him laugh and cry this morning. It's great. No, so I still use like mayo that has some avocado oil in it. Is it technically carnivore? No. I still use some Primal Kitchen Buffalo Ranch. If you haven't tried it and you are okay with spices, don't do it because you won't stop eating it. But like I use that with my chicken sometimes, and I don't know. It brings me joy because I should enjoy my food,
Mhm.
and it doesn't bother me. So, but I don't know if it sticks me to it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I might use some spices as well. I don't know if that is really helping me. It's just I'd like to put some spices, but I've learned to mostly use salt, and once in a while I might have a little bit of a hot sauce or mustard. It's a supposed to be a very low calorie, because very low carbohydrate, by the way, usually, and they don't usually put sugar in I read all the
No.
ingredients.
Yeah.
I think it still makes my blood sugar go up a little bit, so I don't use it. I've discovered that, so I don't use
um, Terry Sue says sardines help me stick to it. Hard boiled eggs help me stick to it. Okay, nice.
it. But those
Bacon.
are
But those
technically
are
carnivore.
carnivore foods. Those are carnivore foods. Yeah. Someone's wondering if the Dr. KILTZ ran off and got married. Dr. KILTZ, are you in the chat?
No, that was me that posted.
Oh,
Good morning.
oh, okay. All right. So next question is Nav. Any advice on biphasic sleep? What is biphasic sleep and what is the advice? Oh, you're on mute. Somehow you're muted.
Oops. Sorry. No. No, and I feel so sorry that you have it. Biphasic sleep is these people that they wake up at like the same time in the middle of the night. Like it'll be like usually it's about halfway through a normal sleep pattern and
Mm,
fully awake, raring to go. And yeah, and our life just isn't conducive to biphasic sleep. I
right.
mean, I guess if you're retired, then you can totally get away with biphasic sleep. You get up for a couple of hours, lay back down, get the rest of your 4 more hours of sleep, and your life's good. But the theory is that when we were hunter gatherers, back in way the day, that people got up in the middle of the night because they had things to do in the middle of the night. So they'd go to bed, get up, maybe it was their turn to watch the camp or the tribe and be the security guard. And they'd do that for a few hours, then lay down and go back to sleep when it was time for somebody else. But we just aren't conducive to it. I mean, do
that's
what
my
you
sleep
can.
schedule. I wake up at 3
Do what you
a.m.
can. Wake up at 3. You wake up in the middle of the night, do a couple hours of work and try to go back to sleep. I don't know. Usually they say if you can't go back to sleep within 20 minutes, then you might as well just get up.
And do something. If you've been hearing Dr. KILTZ enough, get up and do something, and then take a nap when you're feeling sleepy. I think sleep hygiene is very important, and even when we know what we should do, we don't do it. And sleep hygiene, if you just Google sleep hygiene, and there's long lists, they can become very long, some of them too much. But there are certain basic things that you should do, and we don't do them. I bet the screens before
It doesn't help.
bedtime,
No,
it's
it's
a big
terrible.
one. Everybody's looking at their phone until they close their eyes.
And then they can't sleep. The blue light and the radiation is crazy. I want to say, and people are gonna poo-poo me in a second, but I'm trying out an amino acid called Perfect Aminos. I am not a marketer of this. I'm just telling you what I'm taking.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and you take it's really kind of expensive. It's $50 a bottle. There's 150 in the bottle. You take 15 a day. Okay, let's back up. Insomnia before carnivore, terrible insomnia, worry, stress, thinking about everything, part and parcel with what I was eating and the Hashimoto's. Okay, so get on carnivore, I can sleep again. And I thought my sleep was like the best ever. Okay, I'm doing these amino acids now for like 10 days. I'm sleeping through the night. I do have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning, but I would sleep probably till 7 without waking up. But it's like deep sleep, like lights off, I'm out, no dreams, just sleep. And then I'm awake all of a sudden. And so there might be a component there. Like if you're missing some amino acids, maybe it's not helping you sleep. I also work on my artwork with my kids. It's more of I'm not like a fantastic artist, but it's just something that helps me unwind. And I try to stay away from my phone. Do something like that's away from your computer before bed, and don't stay on your phone or your computer. Lastly, we have a projector. We don't have a TV. So if you are watching a movie at night on your projector, it's going to have a different effect than if you're looking at your wall that's not a TV screen.
Yeah.
It has a different effect on your eyes and your brain than watching a screen. Also, no horror movies at night. That will keep you up.
Yeah. That's practical advice. Yeah. I mean, I think protecting your sleep at all costs is probably one of the things that I try to do, you know?
Yeah. Oh, people are giving great advice here. People are giving great advice.
There are many things. Sometimes even people who drink coffee, some may have coffee first thing in the morning, not have any more during the day. Well, there are a few people that even the morning coffee will affect their sleep at night.
12 to 18 hours it can linger in the body if you are one of those people that are the P450 system. If you are a slow metabolizer, that can stick around in your body for a hot minute, and you're like, I didn't have coffee since 8 a.m. this morning. It doesn't matter. Some people it can take a hot minute for it to go away.
We're talking about simple things, just Google sleep hygiene, read up. Like using your bed for only one or two things, and that's it. Don't
two things.
2 things.
Use your bed for 2 things.
Okay.
But watching TV late at night isn't one of them.
No, it is not.
TikTok.
Yeah, or being on your phone.
Off. It's amazing what
don't
things
do anything else in your bed.
Yeah, exactly. I hope we helped this person that Nav with their biphasic sleep. Oh man, my sleep is crazy. It's crazy the last week. I'm like, wow. Okay. We already looked at that. Richard Hepburn, 7 months strict line. Will histamine issues subside in time?
I don't think histamine issues, do they ever subside for people, doctor? Because this is more like almost an allergic, not an allergic reaction per se, but
many people improve.
Okay.
But may not go away. Okay. And it's like many other things. Like, for example, the Hashimoto's, that I've heard so many that do have Hashimoto's, and they feel better. You can objectively look at labs and they're better. Will it ever go down to 0 TPO antibodies and feel great? Maybe not. But
Nisha, find Nisha. She's done it somehow, right?
But the histamine issues, though.
Oh, the histamine issues.
Yeah, I mean,
but on the Hashimoto's, even Nisha already has identified foods that she has to stay away from. So it may never go away completely, but if it improves tremendously, isn't that a victory?
Yep.
Yeah.
Phoenix, is that how you say her name?
Phoenix,
maybe. Dr. Berry says it'll go away. Maybe it will then. I don't know.
Oh, I want to say we've got like 15 minutes left to the live stream. So if you haven't done #coach, do that now so you can get in the liver supplements. So you can get KILTZ health supplements. I think that's what I said we're doing today, a bottle of organ meats. There you go. For those of you that don't like to eat organ meats but need to take them. Hashtag coach. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Dr. Berry says, "Oh,
Did it
all right."
go away? Well, maybe,
But
maybe
you,
it will,
maybe
but
don't.
I don't know. Like, I don't deal with histamine issues. I know people that are carnivore that still deal with histamine issues, and they've
Yeah.
been carnivore for a hot minute.
But like something you could do to like mitigate that would be like not eating dry aged meats, right? Like the fresher, the better.
The fresher, the better. Yep.
Okay, good. Let's see
There's
here.
a whole list out there of histamine foods. Just avoid those. You know.
Let's see. FX Trader. If you eat mostly protein on a carnivore diet, is the body going to take the fat from your body?
But yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the theory behind some people that recommend lean protein and
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily fatty meat. Dr. KILTZ always says, look at Maria Emmerich. And I agree with him. I don't think it's something you should do on a permanent basis, but yeah, if you have it extra fat in your body, hopefully it will be used. And you also need to be on an energy deficit sometimes, not all the time. Some people are able to, and I'm not advocating count your calories. Just eat fatty meat until you're satisfied. Usually you'll do well with that. But some people need to be very, very strict in the amounts of foods that they eat, because we do have some people that they can overeat even on carnivore.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They don't, because their satiety signaling and their hormonal signaling, leptin and ghrelin and all the things
It's
are
broken.
it's broken. So they can literally sit there and be like, I can eat a second ribeye. This is my fourth ribeye of the day. Nobody needs 4 ribeyes a day. Nobody. I don't know anybody.
I
that
ate a
needs 4.
ribeye, a Wagyu steak last time I was in the States, and it was like 850 grams. So that's almost 2 pounds. That was dinner. I was so sick for like a day and a half. Like
Because you
my
ate too
stomach hurt.
much.
I ate too much.
There's a really good question that popped through, and
Did I miss it? Is it this one?
no,
This was
yes. So Cookie. So later today, I don't know what time it is your time, but at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I am going to be live here on my channel. So if you're not subscribed to me, go subscribe to me. Her with Nayiri. She is a lovely type 1 diabetic from I think she's in the United Kingdom. She's an expert on type 1 diabetes. She's also ketogenic for type 1. And we are going to be talking all about type 1 diabetes and keto and carnivore at 10 a.m. So that question would be beautifully perfect for her, because she knows so much more than I do about type 1 and that.
I wonder I know Amy's here because I saw her name, but I wonder if she has an opinion on this question. If you're here,
Maybe.
just put a comment, please.
Yep.
Amy Perrin.
You're welcome, Cookie. I hope you show up and can or at least catch the replay. But I can jot that down. You said it's about body, like increased body odor.
It's interesting.
It is. Most people on carnivore find out, but if she just started, I can see that possibly the body detoxing and possibly doing it, like increasing body odor. But I'll have to ask her.
The thing that happens with low carb diets, obviously you start producing more ketones, and acetone can change your breath, may have a different odor. I don't know if it's I would call it bad breath, but definitely a different breath if you're having a lot of acetone. After you've been for a while in a on a ketogenic diet, the amount of acetone in your breath probably is not as high. The amount of acetoacetate in your urine probably is not as high. It's sort of your body starts utilizing it better. I think it's
Yeah, but if she's type 1, it seems like I would say, and I'll have to ask, this is one of my questions for Nayeri whenever I talk to her, and is asking about ketones on and type 1 diabetes because they are injecting insulin. So insulin blocks the production of ketones. So I'm interested to talk to her about like the nuances and the differences between, type 1s and type 2s in that situation, because there's going to be some significant like differences.
Here we've got one more question, and then I popped up your YouTube channel so people may go and subscribe.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Venice.
And besides that channel, Rebecca, where else can we find you?
Instagram and Facebook. I have a Facebook page that it's just my name. I don't have like some special thing like redheaded carnivore. Like I don't have anything like that. I don't have like some handle. My handle's my name.
That's a good one though. That's a good
Ginger
one.
carnivore.
Carnivore ginger. But it's like, because I'm hoping to be a nurse practitioner, I want people to find me later with my name too. So I decided to just stick with my name. My name's fine. It's not a bad one. And I'll just, so Rebecca Bavery. It is Bavery. A lot of people are like, is it Bavery? No, it's Bavery, but that's fine. You can say Bavery. A lot of people do. I think Dr. Chafee said Bavery, and I was like, it's okay. But yeah, you can find me there. I am not super active right now because I'm in the throes of pharmacology class. And if I am not doing something like this or working with Revero, then my nose is stuck in pharmacology.
But thanks for doing this.
Yeah. Well, I'm not usually doing anything at 5 a.m, except
I am. Venice has a question. 4 months in carnivore, eat salty beef, and sometimes now very thirsty. How to quench it?
You probably need more electrolytes and more water. If you are feeling thirsty and not hungry, you should listen to your body.
But she's eating salty beef, and maybe she is having.
Maybe she's eating too much salt.
A little bit too much.
Maybe. I don't know how much she's eating.
Yeah.
And more how much water. Are you peeing? Are you eating a lot? Are you peeing a lot too? If you're peeing a lot, then you're probably just losing a lot of water.
There you go. I don't think we have any more questions. Wow, we made it through all the questions. There we go.
Somebody says
by the way, drinking carbonated water makes me thirsty as well.
Oh yeah, I will. If I do that, I'm drinking carbonated water like I'm an alcoholic. You just get the can, stack it up in the trash can.
Yeah. Not peeing a lot. If you're not peeing a lot and you're then you're probably using too much salt.
Or have a prostate problem.
I think it's a female.
I think so.
Is a girl, so not a prostate.
In general, I wasn't answering her question specifically.
Did you know? Here's a prostate fact for you. Did you know that fluoroquinolones are good treatment for acute prostatitis?
Did not know that, and I'm scared of those. But thank you for telling me.
Well, you don't have a prostate, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I've been studying for the past week, and my brain hurts.
I'm so sorry. Your brain needs a rest. Do some artwork.
They penetrate the prostate tissue very well.
It does, and bone, especially with salmonellas type of stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I love Mike Polish Mike. He's so simple. If you are thirsty, drink water. Thank you.
I
Now,
mean,
I don't
it
mean
is-
simple in a bad way. I mean like simple in a good way.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see here. I guess we're done with the questions. Let's do the giveaway. Everyone can take one more second and to add hashtag coach.
Hashtag coach.
And do you have
Did
any
you put
final
it,
words while we
Rebecca?
give?
Huh?
Did you put hashtag coach?
Well, I mean, I don't need a giveaway of organs.
But still, the YouTube algorithm likes it.
Does it?
Yeah, it does.
I didn't know. Let me put it in there.
Because everyone's commenting, and that shows that people are engaging.
Engaging.
I got to start doing stuff like that. Oh,
It's really simple. You just do StreamYard /giveaway, and then it'll pop up a screen, and you set it up. It's super easy. All right, guys, I've given you your minutes. Here we go. My drum roll. Yay, Captain Steve Rogers. I mean, Steve Rogers, Captain America.
That is hilarious.
He's very tall. I met him in Yuma. Captain Steve Rogers. I'm saying it all wrong. Steve, please email me, alia@drkiltz.com. I need your phone number and your address. And we will get those shipped to you. Ta-da! Yay! All right. It says Dr. KILTZ put that in there, but I did. I put that email address in there. Congrats, Steve Rogers.
I think he still watches them afterwards. He's right now Australia, right?
I think he said he was like in LA yesterday, so maybe he's on a plane right now. But my question is, who did good morning? Did you do good morning this morning? It says good morning from Dr. KILTZ. Oh, that was you. Okay, fine.
That was me.
Yeah, okay. So I think he's in the air. Who knows? Who knows? He will be back. I'm going to say this again, everybody. Thank you for being here with us. This is Dr. KILTZ's show. He will be back on May 8th. There you go. And also, if you would like to join the show, you can sign up on the Calendly link, and we will be happy to have you as a guest speaker to tell your story or share your advice or information. Inspiration. Information and inspiration.
Two really good ones.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rebecca, for doing this.
Absolutely.
I believe he's flying commercial.
He's actually flying commercial?
He does that international, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if his plane can do.
The most
I don't know.
his planes, I believe, is like 3 or 4 hours, and he has to stop
Land.
to refuel.
Yeah, you can't do that over the ocean very easily. How long does it take to get to California to Hawaii, from Hawaii to like Japan, and Japan over to Australia? Maybe you could do that route. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Okay, let's just take this one last question because we got 2 minutes, and then we'll end off. Eve, I'm new to needing electrolytes and having salt. If there's time, could you explain?
If you're new to carnivore or ketogenic diets in the beginning, you will lose a lot of water because as your body depletes glycogen, it's also going to shed water at the same time. That's why it's carbohydrate, because they're added in the body together. And
carbon and water, right?
Yep.
That's what that means.
Yep. And so you're going to pee a lot of that out. And so then you'll have to actually replenish that in the beginning. So where water goes, sodium goes as well. So that's just the way the kidneys work. You're going to pee out water, but you're also peeing out your electrolytes. So then you have to replenish them in the beginning. Eventually it does even out to where you're not needing it as much. So
could you do, like, if you did I do a lot of bone broth. Don't you get some electrolytes out of like homemade bone broth or stock if you make it at home, like a little bit better than store-bought?
Yes.
Okay.
But not as much unless you're really, really salting it, not as much as what you need. And you're not going to get the magnesium that you need either.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
And not everybody will need it necessarily.
Yeah.
But when you go low carb from a higher carb diet, It has a diuretic effect. You're going to start moving fluids, and fluids, water never moves by itself
So,
anywhere in or out of the body or the cells or the arteries and veins. It always pulls with it some electrolytes: sodium, potassium, chloride, magnesium, uh, even calcium, even though calcium is very well regulated in the blood. You will have electrolytes moving with the water. And when you're peeing, there'll be sodium, potassium, magnesium, uh, even chloride going out, and you may need to replace them. And that's what some people will get sick from it. The keto flu, it's a real thing. I've never had it myself, but
Dr. Barry likes to call it carb withdrawals and not keto flu. All right, everybody, time to go. Thank you so much for being here. It is now 5 a.m. where I live, 6 a.m.
alrighty.
somewhere. Thank you,
Have a
everybody.
good day, everyone.
We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow we have Brett Miner, the Hoosier Carnivore. He'll be here sharing his story. All right, see you tomorrow, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.